Hello there and welcome to your weather forecast. I'm your meteorologist, Mr. G, and today is Friday, September 2nd, 2022. And welcome to your weather today as we talk about that weekend weather forecast coming up for your Labor Day weekend here. And we're going to jump right into things right now because we have a little bit that's going on out there, especially across the nation's midsection and along the Gulf Coast. We're seeing showers and thunderstorms right now here through the Midwest and down through the mid-Mississippi Valley, as well as over into Texas, and some locations could pick up as much as 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in this region, and more showers and storms are expected down there along the Gulf Coast and over the state of Florida. We have another frontal boundary there across the northern tier of the nation that's spreading a few showers and thunderstorms over that region through the Twin Cities as well, and we're looking at a few monsoon thunderstorms down here across the Four Corner states as well, but mostly dry out toward the west. So let's take a look at our watches and hazards. We have our flash flood watch in place across southwestern Texas, and we have our excessive heat watch across California and a heat advisory through portions of Nevada and Oregon and Washington and Idaho. So we have heat advisories, and we also have red flag warnings in place through portions of the Pacific Northwest. And as we take a look at our regional weather forecast, and what we're seeing is we're looking at our upper air patterns, and we're seeing that we have that cooler air just dropping down out of Canada through the northern plains and portions of the Midwest. So we're seeing that cooler weather there, but we're also seeing a lot of energy coming down here through the mid-Mississippi Valley and through the Appalachians and portions of the Southeast. So we're seeing that energy in place. We got that storm system there that's producing that rainfall. So we have a lot of converging air going on because we have that cooler air, that drier air coming down out of Canada with that warm moisture coming up from the south. And it's that combination, that battle zone right in here, and we're seeing that excessive rainfall potential in this region where some locations can locally pick up as much as 3+ inches of rain here through portions of Missouri and Arkansas, as well as through Tennessee and Kentucky. So we have the Tennessee Valley and the mid-Mississippi Valley that's picking up some very heavy rainfall, and that's also extending a little bit of energy across the state of Texas. So we're seeing some rain showers and the potential for heavy rain and some flash flooding down here across southwestern Texas. And we have that tropical moisture coming off of the Atlantic and up off of the Gulf of Mexico, and an old stationary front that's in place, and that combination is making for some heavy rain across the state of Florida, North Florida, particularly from Jacksonville and Gainesville and over to Tampa and St. Petersburg, and also through the Orlando area. So if you're visiting the Disney World area, you could be dealing with some showers and thunderstorms for your afternoon, for your Friday and into Saturday. We have Tropical Storm Javier out here with winds of about 45 miles per hour. We'll go deeper into the tropics in just a little bit here, and we see our area of high pressure in place here across the west. Our big ridge, our big heat dome here, and it's keeping things hot across Southern California as it's making for a very strong offshore flow. We're starting to also see those Santa Ana winds blow below the canyons and passes. So we're seeing those triple-digit temperatures out in the valleys of Los Angeles and across the LA Basin. And it's even in the 90s along the beaches there of Santa Monica down to Newport. So we're seeing those hot temperatures across the coast of California. A little bit of an onshore flow coming into the Pacific Northwest as we have this weak area of low pressure here along the U.S. and Canadian border. But that cooler air, slightly cooler air there it is coming off of the Pacific, is going to cool things down just a smidge for Portland and over into Seattle. You might even pick up a shower or two in the Washington area, in the Puget Sound, or Seattle and Tacoma. Might pick up a few showers there, but it's still going to be quite warm with temperatures in the upper 80s to lower in the mid-90s. But you'll see those triple digits on the interior. So to the east of the Cascade Mountain Range, in that downsloping, you're going to be seeing some 100-degree weather potential in that region. So still some hot weather out there across the Pacific Northwest, and we're seeing a little bit of heat as well through the central and northern Rockies as well. So now let's take a look at our upper air wind patterns and everything. So we have, you see our big ridge of high pressure. You see how that circulation is going that way. So that's our big ridge there. And we have a competing area of low pressure here. So you see how you have this this counterclockwise circulation here. So we have our area of low pressure and our big ridge. So down here we have that downflow. So we have what's called a return flow here. So you're seeing that flow and it's cooling things down here through portions of the Midwest, but it's also making for that heavy rainfall. So that's just another look at that scenario that's going on there. And as we take a look at our temperatures, we're seeing those cooler temperatures here across the Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi River Valley and into the high plains. So we're seeing those temperatures in the 70s and 80s, but we're also seeing those hot temperatures here along the front range of the Rockies. So you're seeing triple digit heat here, as well as down through the southwestern deserts here through Arizona and southeastern California, all the way over to just about the LA area. You're seeing those temperatures approach 100 degrees and even exceed 100 degrees. So that western heat is going to continue. Nice weather across the northern tier, the Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi Valley, and through portions of the northeast as well. We're going to be seeing those temperatures in the 70s and 80s. We're going to start to see our 90s from the mid-Atlantic down the southeast, down into the state of Florida, and along the Gulf Coast and over into Texas. We're going to be seeing those temperatures in the upper 80s to lower to mid-90s. So that hot weather continues into the month of September. And as we take a look at our regional weather forecast for your Saturday here as we're going to Sunday. So as we take a look at our Saturday forecast, we got a few areas that we're going to be dealing with that heavy rainfall and some flash flooding down here along the South Texas coast and southwestern Texas and the Rio Grande Valley down there. We're going to be dealing with some heavy rain and more heavy rain here through the portions of the Midwest and into the Appalachians and the Tennessee Valley here and portions of southern Indiana, of southern Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas. In this corner right in here, we're going to be dealing with the potential for 2 to 3 inches of rainfall and flash flooding. So flooding is going to be a problem there. And here is our old stationary front that's dropping back down. It kind of it's just wobbling back and forth down here, but it's just been hanging out in this general vicinity, and it's been pumping rainfall through the southeast and along the Gulf Coast down there. So we've been seeing days and days and days and days and days of heavy rain down along the Gulf Coast. As the tropics are starting to get a little bit active here, we have a tropical storm down here off of the southwestern coast here, off of Baja, California. La Paz is down here at the tip, and there is tropical storm Javier with maximum winds of 45 miles per hour, and it's going to spread heavy rain through this region here down through Baja, California, where we could see some coastal flooding in that region because of the proximity of tropical storm Javier. That nice, lovely weather across the upper tier of the nation through the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, and the high plains. We're seeing nice temperatures as well. It will be hot across the northern Rockies and into the Pacific Northwest, down through Nevada and Southern California as well, where we're going to see our triple-digit heat down across the southwestern deserts and the central Rockies. A little bit cooler across the Pacific Northwest, but still a bit on the warm side for this time of the year. So we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the 90s behind that front, but in the 100s ahead of that front. So it's only about a 10-degree difference versus the front, or the left of the front versus the right of the front. So if you're ahead of the front, it's really hot, and if you're behind the front, it's just hot. So that is a look at the regional weather forecast for your Saturday. Here's your Sunday regional forecast. That heat is going to continue across the west and into the Pacific Northwest and down across the southwest, across the deserts, near the LA area. And tropical storm Javier is going to move it's going to start to move a little bit to the west now, move away from the coast. So we're going to start to see less impacts from tropical storm Javier down there across Mexico, but we might see a little bit of increase in the surf down off the south-facing beaches of Southern California. That heavy rain is going to continue down here in South Texas and along the Gulf Coast, and we're going to continue with our weather system here, our frontal boundary, and our shortwave areas of embedded low pressure, and these fronts here. We have a couple of them in place here, so it's going to be the focus for showers and thunderstorms across the mid-south here and the Tennessee and Kentucky valleys, and across the southern Missouri and Arkansas here in the Ozarks. So we're going to continue to see that potential for rainfall here through the Ozarks and into the Appalachians and on over into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. We're going to start to see the advent of some showers and thunderstorms through that way, as our main front is starting to drop down from the north. It's starting to spread to the east there. Dry weather across the upper Mississippi Valley and the Great Lakes, so the northern plains into Minnesota and the Dakotas. Going to see lovely weather. Temperatures in the 80s, so very nice, comfortable, low humidities as well. But that heat will continue out west and in the Pacific Northwest, as we have record heat in place for that part of the country. And here we are with a quick look at the tropics. We got a couple of systems to talk about, and here we are. Here is Hurricane Danielle. Yes, we have a hurricane in the Atlantic. Now, Hurricane Danielle is a Category 1 storm right now. It's not going to really affect any land masses. It's just kind of out there in the open Atlantic. Category 1 storm. And then we have a couple of tropical waves that we're watching for further development as well. Anticipating this one to become a tropical depression soon. And we have this one with a 10% chance of development out here. And it's looking kind of disheveled. A lot of the energy is off to one side here. So a bit of shearing taking place. But we got to let that guy get further out here before we can see any significant potential for development. So we'll have to see what happens with that guy. And as we take a look at, okay, here's a better look at Danielle here, and Danielle is going through a little bit of shearing out here to the east. So you see how it's not able to pull all that in. It's just kind of outflow there. So you see that big outflow, and here's that more intense convection right here to the southwest of the center of circulation there. And Hurricane Danielle is a Category 1 storm with maximum sustained winds of about 75 miles per hour. And here's where Danielle is going to be going here in the near future. It's going to dance around pretty much where it is. It's going to kind of rotate around itself and go around in circles before eventually moving off to the northeast there when we get to about next Wednesday. So it's going to kind of be a long-lived storm here as a hurricane in this general vicinity, and slowly kind of dance around and finally gets kicked off to the northeast there by next Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And here we are as we look at Javier. Now Javier is down here off the coast of Mexico, and it is a tropical storm with maximum winds of about 45 miles per hour. And as you can see, this is our center of circulation right here, and you can see all that convection down to the south and to the west and even a little bit to the north. So a little bit of a disorganized mess down here, but we do have a weak tropical storm down off the coast of Mexico. And as you can see, it has big outflow bands there, and some of those is pretty close to Baja California. So it's going to be spreading showers and thunderstorms down along the coast of Baja down there, so we can see some heavy rain that could lead to some flooding some runoff and flooding situations down off the coast of Baja. And here we are with here's a little bit about where Javier is going to go. It's going to ride up the coast a little bit for a couple of days, and then by late in the day, Saturday, it's going to start its turn toward the west and move on off toward the west, where eventually it's going to weaken to a tropical depression. By the time we get to Monday and Tuesday, we're going to start to see it weaken and start to dissipate as it moves off towards cooler waters. All right, so that is a look at our tropical weather forecast, and that is our weekend forecast at a glance. I will be back tomorrow to cover your Sunday, and then we'll take the day off for Monday so everybody can enjoy the Labor Day weekend. So that is a look at your forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave your likes, comments, and you can subscribe to the channel. See you guys later. Bye-bye.